Hi, my name is David Harrison. I'm a board member with the Museum for Natural Science and History, and I'm here to ask that question: which came first, the chicken or the egg? This is one of those questions that has been debated for as long as there have been debates. Is it even possible to discern which came first? This and others like it are questions that will be tackled head-on at Nature's World of Wonder. Typically, there are two viewpoints: evolution and biblical creation, also sometimes described as intelligent design. So, which came first, the chicken or the egg? If we read the biblical account, it starts with the chicken. So God created the great creatures of the sea and every living thing with which the water teems and moves about in it, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful, and increase in number, and fill the waters in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. God specifically says that every bird reproduced after its own kind, which is still true today. Only same kinds or species can interbreed and produce fertile offspring. When God creates, the matter doesn't need any further explanation or dialogue. It simply ends there. God created the chicken and the birds, the fish and reptiles with the innate ability to reproduce through egg-bearing or laying. God designed and created a finished, closed system of reproduction with all the necessary components in place. It almost seems a cop-out to simply leave it there, but there it is. In math, we know indisputably that 2 + 2 = 4. It's a simple statement of fact. And so it is with creation. God created. It's a statement of fact that needs no further embellishment. How he created, no one knows. He did, and one must just leave it there. From an evolutionary perspective, however, the question of the chicken or the egg coming first is very much more complicated. First, you need a male and female chicken with functioning reproductive systems. The female chicken to produce the unfertilized egg, and the male chicken with the sperm necessary to fertilize the egg. This means that before the first egg ever appeared on the scene, someone or something must have considered the end result, the egg. Once the rooster deposits sperm in the hen, she keeps it in a little internal pouch. As an ova, that is, the new egg, passes by, still without a shell, it is fertilized by that sperm. Now the fertilized egg is the entity that will eventually be encapsulated in the outer shell. Now you need an egg-producing system, a system that will envelop the fertilized ova, a single cell, in the yolk, and sequentially wrapping the yolk in a membrane. This is followed by the creation of the albumen, the egg white that surrounds the yolk. In turn, the albumen is enveloped in a second membrane, which is then, thirdly, enveloped by the shell using a mineralization and calcification process. The chelazae are the two opaque strands of egg white that keep the yolk suspended in the middle of the egg. Astoundingly, this whole process takes approximately 24 hours, and the chicken lays the egg. The complexity doesn't stop there. The whole system needs to carry the highly detailed DNA, not only encoded with all the information for the chicken to grow, but also to carry the process information, the blueprint, for the life cycle to carry on infinitely from generation to generation. During the course of the next 20 days, an even more impressive process takes place, as the young chicken is formed inside the shell. Of course, the process includes a temperature control system, the brooding chicken, ventilation, that's the porosity of the shell and the membrane, and then miraculously, a newborn chick appears. Take any single element out of the process, and you don't have an egg or the life cycle it produces. The entire system must be in place from the very beginning for the first egg to be produced. This limitation is known as irreducible complexity, and this we will review in the next video. So what do you think? which came first, the chicken or the egg? Ask yourself, why do I believe what I believe? And finding the answer to this all-important question is specifically why the Museum of Natural Science and History, to be known as Nature's World of Wonder, is being created. How can you get involved? That is why Nature's World of Wonder is here on Indiegogo. There is a dream, there's a passion, and there is the concept. Now it needs to be taken to the next level, to take the idea from illustrations to concept drawings, take the ideas for exhibits to plans and documentation for them to be built. When Toronto's Sky Dome was first thought about, it was done on the back of a paper napkin. All great ideas have a beginning, and we want you to be in on the ground floor. Then, on the day Nature's World of Wonder opens, you will be able to say, wow, I was part of that.